How's it going today, guys? Back again, Mrs. Mulchaney here to go over Unit 6. Make sure you add into your notebook in the units of study up at the beginning the order and compare integers title so that you know what is in Unit 6. And once you have that written down, go ahead and flip until you reach the end of what we wrote previously for Unit 6, and we will start copying in our notes for today. So today we're going to review ordering and comparing integers, and we're going to look at these inequality symbols again. So we have our less than sign, and you can remember the less than sign because it has the little poke in the front. So you have a poke and a push. So it's poking the number that's in front of it. We have the greater than sign, and it is pushing the number that is in front of it with this big open side. And then we also have the equal to. And remember, you can pause me and write in your notes first, and then you can listen to me talk and kind of follow along with where I'm at. The next thing that we're going to do is we can use a number line to help us with any of this ordering stuff. So what I recommend that you do is I recommend that you draw yourself a number line that you can refer back to. And anytime you're doing a number line, you're going to want to start with drawing a line and then put 0 in the middle. Now, with integers, our number line will start in the middle with 0, but then if I go out to the right, those are going to be your positives. So I'm going to mark 10 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to number them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now the negatives are a little bit tricky. Remember, with our opposites, they're the same distance. So I'm going to number 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And it's almost like you count backwards in the negative integers. So that is how you should set up your number line. Every time that you go to draw one, you can just use this one in your notebook, whatever you need to do to be successful. All right, so let's talk about comparing integers. So I've redrawn the number line since I had to turn my page, but you guys have it still on your notebook. We are going to compare these integers. And now when you compare the integers, anytime they fall to the left is less. And you can think about that because if we look at the first example, we have a positive 3, and you can draw little dots and then erase them as you go if you need to, and negative 7. Well, would you rather have $3 or would you rather owe somebody $7? Well, having $3 is greater than negative 7. The further left it was from negative 7, that was why it was less. So left is less. All right, I'm going to erase those 2 dots. Let's look at the next one, negative 4 and negative 9. Now the further left the dot is, the less it is. So negative 9 is less than and negative 4 is greater than. So that's how we should write our inequality sign. For the next one, these two are equal to, they are the same point. So I want you to pause. I want you to try the next 3 on your own, and when you're ready, unpause the video and we can check our work together. So for the next one, 0 is greater than negative 1. You can put them both on there. There's 0 and there's negative 1. 0 is greater. For negative 2 and negative 1, the further left it is, the less it is. So that means negative 1 is greater. And then for the last one, negative 5 is here and positive 2 is here. Negative 5 is to the left, which is less. So negative 5 is less than 2. The next thing that we need to talk about is we need to talk about those ordering integers. Same thing whenever we talked about ordering fractions, decimals, and percentages. We have some keywords. So we have big to small, descending or decreasing. So these are in our decreasing words are going downwards. And then small to big, ascending or increasing, or are the words that are going to make the numbers go in order from smallest to biggest. Okay, so again, we're going to look at number lines to help us. And I'm going to have you draw another number line. We're going to put 0 in the middle. And then I'm going to start by I'm going to number up to 10, going to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Number it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then I'm going to go to the negatives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Negative 1, negative 2. Negative 10. Okay, so the same way we use the number line to help us with comparing, we can use the number line to help us with ordering. So we are asking increasing order in the first one, so that means my numbers are increasing, they're going smallest to biggest. Now what I recommend is I want you to highlight or shade in or shade over your negatives, because those are going to be different than our positives. So because I'm going increasing order, I'm going to start by putting my little dots on the number line. So here's negative 6, and negative 9, 7, and negative 2. Now if I go in increasing order, that means I have to start at the left. So I'm just going to read across the dots I run into. So it would be negative 9, negative 6, negative 2, and then 7 would be my answer for that one. You could also look at it too by just looking at these negatives. When you're doing negative numbers, it's like they go in order. I'm sorry, in backwards order. So you have negative 9, and then negative 6, and then negative 2, and then positive 7. You have to think about where the 0 falls. All right, I'm going to erase these across the top. And I'm going to do the next one. So decreasing goes down. And I'm going to highlight my negatives. And let's put them up on the number line. So I have a negative 2, positive 8, a negative 3, and a positive 3. Now decreasing or descending goes down. So I'm going to read my numbers going the opposite direction. So I have to start at 8, and then if I read across, it'd be 3, and then negative 2, and negative 3. So I just read straight across this number line that's here to get the order of the numbers. All right, I want you to pause, and I want you to try the next two on your own. So for the next one, descending goes down, and I'm going to highlight my negatives just so I can keep track of them. So they're all my negatives should be lumped together in one section. So I have a negative 7, a 9, a positive 7, and a negative 4. I'm going descending, so I'm going to read this direction on the number line. So it'd be 9, 7, negative 4, and negative 7 would be the order for those ones. And then if I do the last one that's there, ascending is going up. I'm going to highlight my negatives just so I can keep track of them. I'm going to put them on the number line. So I have 0, negative 6, negative 1, and 3, and ascending is going up. So I'm going to read the number line this direction. So it'd be negative 6, negative 1, 0, and 3. So those are the answers to your ordering ones. Remember, you can use a multiplication chart. You can use a number line to help you find one in your notebook, draw one on a sheet of paper. You can use a number line to help you with all of this comparing. Just remember that left is less. Now, we wanted to pre-teach a little bit for Unit 7, So this is not going to be on your quiz that you're going to take for Unit 6, but we wanted to kind of get your mind thinking about Unit 7. So Unit 7 is about coordinate plane, and we're going to talk about a few different things, and you can think of this like Battleship if you've ever played the game Battleship. So an ordered pair gives the location of a point. The x-axis is the horizontal line. The y-axis is the vertical line. Now, if you've ever played Battleship, you move horizontal first, which is side to side, and then you move vertical. So we're just going to practice that today. But the first thing that we need to do is we need to make ourselves a little coordinate plane. And the way that you're going to do that is you're going to be looking at your notebook, and I want you to count down 10 lines. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So count down 10 lines, and then you can number them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we're going to draw a line straight through them. And this one at the bottom will be 0. So this is the y-axis, which is that vertical axis that we talked about in the notes that you copied on the previous page. All right, now the horizontal axis is the x-axis. And we're going to, just like you would with Battleship, we're going to use letters for today. Normally we'll use numbers, but for today you're going to use letters, and we're going to letter up to letter K. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. And stop. Go ahead and label them. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, and K. All right, we just drew ourselves a coordinate plane. Ta-da! Now, when we plot points, we have to go side to side first, and then up and down. And that's an ordered pair. You also move x, then y. So if you can remember that the x-axis is the horizontal axis and the y is the vertical, then you're all set. I'm going to change my colors just so you guys can see where I'm plotting points. So for M, I have to always start at 0. So you can see my little cursors at 0. I'm going to go over to B, so over to B, and then I have to go up to 3. So I'm going to do little dots just so you can kind of track where I'm headed. And I have to stop at 3. And you can see that it intersects between the 3 and the B. And we're going to label that as point M. Okay. Let's do point P. So I have to start at the X. So I'm going to go to G first. There's G. And then I'm going to go up until I meet line number 7, which is right there. I'm going to draw a dot, and you can see that this 7 intersects with this little dot here. So that's going to be point P. I'm going to do point Q now. So I have to start at K and go to 1. So I'm going to go all the way across to K. Here's K. And then I have to go up to 1 from there. So there's K1, which is point Q. And if you want to, you can draw the dots across, but you don't have to. So I want you to try to do point R, point S, and point T. So for point R, I have to go to F, and then F and 0. So I actually don't go anywhere. So it just stays on that line. So there's point R. For S, I need to go to C and then up to 9. So here's C, and I'm going to go up to 9. You can see it intersects with the 9. So there's point S. And then I need to do point T, which is I and 5. I'm going to go across to I, and then I'm going to follow it up to 5. Put a dot. You can see that it intersects with the 5, which is T. And that is all there is to plotting points. So if you can remember the game Battleship, you will be successful in Unit 7. But remember, this information is not going to be on your quiz. We just wanted to get your mind to start thinking about coordinate plane. Thank you very much for all of your hard work, and if you have any questions on anything, make sure you let your teacher know.